Let's talk now about the US election, shall we? It's on a knife edge between Harris and Trump. And Kamala Harris admitted, this is in a town hall meeting which was televised by CNN. She admitted she's not good at thinking on her feet. Now, that is some admission for someone who wants to be US president, who has to make rapid decisions. And the question is, has that actually dented her chances of becoming the next president of the United States? Well, joining me now is Matthew Bryza, former White House officer and senior State Department official. Good afternoon to you.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
Thanks so much. I mean, I've been covering this on my weekend show for many, many weeks now. It really is down to the wire here, isn't it? They seem to be neck and neck, and then Trump moves ahead, which I think he is now at the moment. And this admission from Harris is quite something. I can't think on my feet.
Yeah, well, you're right. It's totally knife's edge. I mean, this is the closest election in modern political history. If you look at the 7 states that are going to decide it, they've never been so close.
Sorry, just to jump in, these are the swing states of Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
Absolutely. And, you know, Joe Biden won the last, even though he won the national vote by millions, he won the last election in 3 of those swing states by a total of 44,000 votes. So,
wow.
Who's ahead in which one changes almost daily, depending upon the poll. It's never been like that in a U.S. presidential election. And, you know, there's the one factor that's driving it is gender gap. So, you know, Harris is ahead with women 55 to 43%, but then Trump's ahead with men 54 to 45. And an admission or a statement like that one you cited by Harris saying she realizes she doesn't think well on her feet, that certainly isn't going to help her. But to be honest, I think the issues that are dominating are so much bigger and louder that that's kind of going to get drowned out, I fear.
Maybe. What about this sex voting? Why are men drawn to Trump? Why are women drawn to Harris?
Well, if the predominant racial split in the U.S. is black and white, the Latinos are really important too. And they've been moving, you know, more and more toward Trump, but still probably in the Harris category. But she's got to go out there and go after them and get them. So for white men, I think they admire Trump, especially ones without college degrees, because he tells them that, you know, you feel left behind by globalization and a cultural shift in which men feel kind of, you know, like secondary. Look, I'm your guy. I'm a pure white man.
So in many senses, this is almost a tribal rallying call.
It is. And but interestingly, with black men, right, you'd think, given some of the statements Trump has made, they wouldn't like him. But as Barack Obama said in a rally with some African-American men last week, it seems like maybe you guys aren't comfortable with a black woman being in charge. So it's tribal, definitely tribal.
That's fascinating. And so in terms of Trump, I mean, he's up the rhetoric once again. I was watching his latest speech as well. Of course, he was at Madison Square Garden, which I think is a lifelong ambition of his, to speak there. I mean, it was pretty overwhelming.
It was. It even got the best of Elon Musk. If you saw when he got up on stage, he was like howling to the moon and was really excited. I mean, it's an overwhelming experience. It's like being a rock star, yeah? But Trump had some problems there, though. Okay, his rhetoric was really harsh and aggressive and kind of violent, but he had one guy speaking on his behalf who said Puerto Rico is a garbage dump, and, you know, Trump really needs that Latino vote. Yeah. So his campaign walked that back a little today.
So they're kind of distancing themselves from those remarks.
Yeah, they are. But Trump has been using the garbage dump analogy, and that's, you know, that is kind of scary. I mean, I'm not a member of any political party, but when he's talking about the United States as a garbage dump, the garbage he means is people, is human beings who've come from other places.
So it's interesting, actually, watching the Twitter accounts of my friends in the States. I lived there for a while, for quite a long while, actually. And it is, again, I'll use that word, it's very tribal. So my friends are on the West Coast. They're all very much in favour of the Democrats, and they are tribal in that. And then friends of mine in the middle of America, they are very much pro-Trump.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely, it's an urban-rural, coast versus center breakdown. No question, as is happening around the world where there are populist politicians vying for power. But it is that sort of a tribal split. You know, it's reinforced by social media, via which we get these feeds based on algorithms that show us what we want to hear, which is usually confirming what we already think. So, yeah, we're really brutally split. to the point of possible dysfunctionality. Yeah.
I mean, your system is really a bit weird, if you don't mind me saying so. The Electoral College system is strange, isn't it? The fact is, you essentially have these people, and it is representative to the size of the state. And then in some states, if they get the vote, then all of those votes go in. But in some states, there is an exemption.
Only in one, really. There's one. It's one seat in Nebraska that votes that its delegates go on its own, but then the rest of the state's delegates are all for whomever wins the state. And so generally around the country, no, it's all whoever wins the state gets all the delegates.
So there are 538, and the magic number is 270.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. So Harris, if she were to win Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, and that one seat or that one delegate in Nebraska, she gets to exactly 270.
Wow.
It's crazy.
And what do you make about this pollster, Frank Luntz? He is apparently very well renowned for getting things right. He's known as the Nostradamus of pollsters. He said that actually Harris was miles ahead, and then she froze. And this is the moment that she has now lost the election. And he's kind of saying it with almost clear confidence levels that this is Trump's now.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not 100% accurate, but Luntz has an amazingly good record. So I can tell you, my friends and colleagues contacts who are involved with the Trump campaign are really confident. And it doesn't feel like it's staged so that, like, if Trump loses the election, they can claim, oh, it was stolen. We were always confident. And the Democratic colleagues are nervous. They're always nervous. But there's a problem in Michigan. Michigan is, as I said, one of those three states she must win. And there's a growing movement not to vote among Democrats because they're either simply sympathetic with or are Palestinian Americans. Michigan has the largest Arab American population in the United States. So they may not vote for Trump, some of them who don't like the Biden administration's policies in Israel, Gaza, but more and more of them are saying we're not going to vote for Harris either, and she cannot lose Michigan.
And of course, Trump is now reining back and going strong on stuff like immigration, saying he's going to kick people out of the country. That will do well. That will do very well to his core vote.
It will. So that'll motivate his base. But what she's been doing lately is trying to reach beyond the Democrats and try to, she's been campaigning with Liz Cheney, right? Former Vice President Cheney's daughter. So she's been trying to reach across the aisle and get some of those either never Trumper Republicans or other Republicans who just aren't comfortable with Trump, the personality, rather than Trump, the Republican.
So how are you going to call it?
If today, I think Trump would win today. But there's a week to go. And if she can get out more people who were not paying attention. I mean, that's what the Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, Barack Obama concert was all about. Then she can restore the momentum. But there's one thing that I'm really worried about is Donald Trump yesterday said, I've got a secret plan with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Trump was in New York giving this Madison Square Garden concert. There's no chance he's going to win New York. No chance. It's Democratic. But there are 7 crucial House races that are up for grabs there. If the Republicans retain the House, this is a little scary. Okay, go back to January 6th. January 6th is when the Senate, has to approve the results of the election. January 3rd, however, is when the House of Representatives of the new Congress would take office, would be sworn in. So could the secret plan of Trump and Johnson be, even if Trump loses, if the Republicans win those seats in New York, control the next House of Representatives, the House could then say, we do not validate the results of the election. And then we're thrown into chaos again. Maybe he's got a different secret plan. I don't know. But he did talk about the secret plan with Speaker Johnson yesterday.
Wow, that's a bombshell. Thanks ever so much, Matthew. Really good to talk to you. Matthew Bryza there, former White House and senior State Department official.